Roll the corn. We know the truth now. Galil et the gun. That means roll the corn in Hebrew. I'm in love with my people. And my people in love with me. Let's go. Big Solo, what's up? Put the corn in the chat. Put the corn in the chat. Rick Tron, put the corn in the chat. Bernard Reggie, put the corn in the chat. Put where you're from and put the corn in the chat. Put where you're from and put the corn in the chat. Roll the corn. Boogie, what's up? Now today, I'm going to talk about the real Mesopotamia. I always told y'all that the Mesopotamia or the ancient Sumerians, the so-called Anunnaki today, are mound builders. They are mound builders, people, and I want to show y'all where the real Mesopotamia is today. Roll the corn. Nothing is new under the sun. Everything is duplicated. Everything is replicated on this earth. And you got to know the original to understand the replication or the duplication of things on this planet. Roll the corn. Libro, what's up? Roll the corn. Appreciate you. I love you and I'm in love with you. I can't even share the live. Hold on. Come on, TikTok. Let me make it. Roll the corn. Put where you're from in the chat. Put the corn in the chat. Share the live. Subscribe to my YouTube, which is We Know the Truth Now. Subscribe to my live subscription on TikTok. And my Cash App is We Know the Truth Now with the red logo. Appreciate all the support from the people. They keep me going and it keeps me researching and putting out the information we need to really learn about the world and our people and where we are really from and our true culture. Roll the corn. Now, it's one thing I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna do some videos and some lives about this. A lot of people are asking me about the sacrifices of the mounds, and I gotta break that down. Sacrifice came with Mongolian Huns and Asian Native Americans, and it came with Spaniards and Moors. Pagan worship came with other people from outside of the original people. I want y'all to know that. I got to get the receipts together, and I'm going to break that down. A lot of people are asking me about sacrifices at mounds, but I'm going to show you that the culture after the first culture came there and done these things on top of ancient culture, and then they said that the ancient culture done it, but really the new culture done it. I got receipts on that. Roll the corn. Put the corn in the chat. Put where you're from in the chat. Put the corn in the chat. Put where you're from in the chat. Before I get started. Boss lady, I love you and I'm in love with you. Daniel, appreciate the follow. Yes, Orion's belt is in the sky right now, divine love. Orion's belt peaks. Orion's building around 100 peaks right before the spring equinox, then it disappears. Just exactly what you're seeing in the sky. Nebraska in the building. Roll the corn. Baton Rouge in the building. Arkansas, Texarkana, Arkansas, Mississippi in the building. Eutaw, Alabama in the building. Eutaw, you already know what I'm finna do. Nashville, Tennessee. What's up? Zohar. Appreciate you, brother. Calgary, Canada in the building. The Calgary Flames. I love the logo of the Calgary Flames. I need me a Calgary Flames hat, man. Augusta, Georgia. It's back to it's back to Atlanta. It's too hot in Augusta. Like Pastor Troy said. Niles, Michigan. Lithonia. I love Lithonia. I had kin folks that lived in Lithonia in Conyers area. Shout out to Lithonia, Georgia. Gary, Indiana. Shout out to Gary. Portsmouth, Virginia. Road of Corn. Mike Boogie, what's up, brother? Big Uchi, ERG, Stephen Ward, what's up? Shout out everybody this morning. Let's pump it up. Pine Top, North Carolina. Marion, South Carolina. Baton Rouge, Louisiana. New Jersey, St. Louis. I love you. And I'm in Pac-Man. What's up? Carl Macon in the building. What's up, Carl? How you doing, brother? Atlantean, Flint, Michigan. Roll the corn for the ghetto boys. Dijon. Shout out to Peasy and Rio. Akira, what's up? Alexander, Virginia. H-Town in the building. The H in the building. Newburgh, New York. Newburgh, New York. Newburgh, New York is where they found the melanated people under the courthouse, right? Am I tripping? Might be too early for me to talk like that, but I think I'm right. Zohar say he from Atlantis. You sure are. Steven Owens, what's up? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I dropped the receipt on that. I gotta go. I'm gonna go back and do another receipt on that. I think the courthouse was built on top of a mound, in Newsburg, New York, and then they dug it up, and it was melanated people up under the courthouse. That's crazy. That's crazy, Steven. Steven, like we know the truth now, kind of sharp. How you know that? Stephen, like, hold on now, we know the truth now. Prophet. That boy talking, how did he know that? I researched it all, man. I went through the whole country. Peace G, what's up? Follow Peace G. Got up and dropped some hard receipts last night. Shout out to Peace G. Follow Peace G. Now I'm going to go over this Mesopotamia thing one more time for the people who missed it. Louisville, Kentucky in the building. Marty Marr always rolling the corn. Roll the corn. Now, Mesopotamia, the Fertile Crescent. Right? Mesopotamia, the Fertile Crescent. Young Sage, what's up? Young Sage 27. Shout out to Young Sage. Put a 2 in the chat if you hear me. Put a 2 in the chat if you hear me. Louisville, Kentucky in the building. Big Chief, Big Smoke. Beautiful name. Roll the corn. Okay. Mesopotamia. They taught us in history. Casey Macon in the building. That's my dog. Follow Casey Macon. Follow my moderator. He dropped ERG. He the first artist of ERG. He got all the receipts. Now, Mesopotamia was told to us to be in the Middle East because a spot between two rivers, that's what Mesopotamia means. Spot between two rivers where agriculture is abundant on the land in Mesopotamia. But when you go back through history, the Sumerian story is talking about people who came to the area and bought agriculture, and they called them Atlanteans. Same way Egypt said Atlanteans brought agriculture and structure building, the Sumerians said the same thing. A people, God's people, brought agriculture and structure building to Mesopotamia. And I want to teach y'all this is not aliens. This ain't got nothing to do with no extraterrestrial thing. This is people of the land putting agriculture. When they find rivers in certain areas, they make the land black, which is Kemet, and they grow crops in this area, and they build kingdoms in this area. And the people who done that are the kings. The people who done that are the real kings of the earth. They was usurped all over the world, but the original kings list comes from melanated people who built mounds from America. They went to Samaria, they went to Egypt, they went to Asia and China, and they taught agriculture and structure building, right? Joe Mofo said it never happened. Let me get you out of here. Roll the corn. We'll holler at you, Joe. Just get the break started early. Okay. You make Kemet with the black soil. So in this area in the Middle East, we have the Fertile Crescent called Mesopotamia, the land between two rivers. The land between two rivers. You see that? Let's keep going. Now let's check out Mesopotamia a little bit before I keep it rolling. Right? Mesopotamia is considered agriculture because its primary economic activity in ancient Mesopotamia was agriculture, people. Farmers relied on a fertile land between the Tigris and the Euphrates River to grow crops like barley and wheat. We all know, I showed y'all that corn rolled there also. I already showed y'all the Nineveh tablets of the Sumerians with them out there growing corn. I already showed y'all that. These people wasn't just growing no wheat. They were growing corn also. They try to take that out of history because that is the connection that they came from Timeri, which is actually Atlantis, people. Now we starting to understand the real history of the world. Melanated people from America went over there and put agriculture on the Tigris and Euphrates River. But where did it start from? That's what I want to teach y'all. So Mesopotamia, agriculture, fertile land, black soil, right? Let's keep going. Roll the corn. Mesopotamia is a so-called Greek word of the land between the rivers. They try to say it refers to the ancient region between the Tigris and Euphrates River in the Middle East. But this is not the first Mesopotamia. Everything is a copy, people. Okay, I ain't gonna make this long and I'm gonna take questions, but I'm gonna go ahead and get to the point. Erie, Alabama. Erie, Alabama. You see that river right there? Eutaw, Alabama is right here. Erie is right here. Erie, Eutaw, Eutaw, Alabama is right here. The land between two rivers. Right? You see that? Two rivers. Erie, Eutaw right here. Eutaw not on this map, but I want y'all to know Eutaw is right here in between these two rivers also. Now, I'm going through old receipts that I got, and I run across ERG, Elite Receipts. Now, Alabama became a state in 1819. Alabama became a state in 1819. So that means when Alabama became a state, they turned names of places to different names. Those are not the original city names of these places because they were changed in 1819, and I'm going to show you that, right? So in 1819, Alabama became a state. Erie and Eutaw. They named this place Erie in Eutaw. Now, Erie is strange, people. When they say Erie, that means strange occurrences on the ground, strange objects, strange mounds, strange lakes and rivers are in this area that YT people called Erie. That's why they named this spot Erie, because there was some strange things that they found in Erie in Eutaw, Alabama. Mounds, ancient dams, ancient reservoirs. Ooh, it's eerie. Roll the corn. It's eerie, it's spooky. Let's keep going. Now, a simple Google search gave me this. The town of Eutaw, Alabama was originally called Mesopotamia. Do you see that? Eutaw, Alabama was settled in 1819 and was originally named Mesopotamia. The county seat was moved from Erie to Mesopotamia. That's fire. It's in the Black Belt region of Alabama. Eutaw is located in the Black Belt region of Alabama from the dark, rich soil. Whoa. Hold on, we know the truth now. Let's go back to Mesopotamia across the water. The dark, black, rich soil between the rivers is Mesopotamia. Let's go back. Roll the corn. We know the truth now. Hold on. Now this one they get real interesting. The town seal has a pine cone, which is Native American word for Eutaw. Whoa. Hold on. Slow down. Now, when we go to these Anunnaki statues, they try to say it's a pine cone in his hand. It's really corn, but this is where the pine cone comes into the knowledge. Eutaw means pine cone. Then you see the Anunnaki with the so-called pine cone, which is really corn in their hand, but that's where the conflict comes in at. Pine cone, corn, Eutaw. The Fertile Crescent or Mesopotamia is the area where the so-called Anunnaki lived. The ancient Sumerian with the pine cone or the corn, right? The pine cone comes from Eutaw. You see that? The town seal is a pine cone, Eutaw. That's fire. This is fire. Eutaw is a popular destination for tourists interested in antebellum history. Now, Eutaw got mounds. Eutaw got mounds and plantations all over the land, people. These people enslaved God's chosen people on fertile soil in the South and called it slavery. The people was already there. And I'm finna show you. Now, we know the truth now. This is just a Google search saying Eutaw was called Mesopotamia. Let's go back and find some government records that say the same thing. Let's go find government records. See, you know I like to dig real deep. We ain't just gonna go for that. We ain't gonna go for that. We're gonna get a little deeper. Let's get a little deeper. Roll the corn. Look very closely. Look very closely. Greene County, Alabama. You see that, right? Greene County, Alabama. Erie in 1819. And Eutaw was originally called Mesopotamia. Before Alabama was a state, the area of Erie and Eutaw was originally called Mesopotamia. Roll the corn. The original name of this area before Alabama was a state was Mesopotamia. I can't teach it no better. What does that tell us? That tells us this is the original Fertile Crescent. And I'm finna show you why it's the original Fertile Crescent. E.R.G. Galil at the gun, roll the corn. This is an elite receipt. All of that knowledge, so-called mound builders done over there, them people come from here. The reason this is the original Fertile Crescent, because Samaria rolled corn, people. Corn not from there. Corn from here. That's why I always tell y'all, corn broke the code of our history. That's why I go to the agriculture first. The agriculture is what all of these places are talking about. Bringing the agriculture to these places make them duplicates of our original places in Timeri. You think corn didn't roll? You think corn didn't roll in ancient Samaria? You think corn didn't roll in ancient Samaria? We know the truth now, making up shit again. He can't prove it. He can't prove that corn was in ancient America. I mean, ancient Mesopotamia. Somebody brought it over there. Yes, I can prove it. Yes, I can. It was nothing. Let me go back and find an old receipt right quick. Elite receipt gang. Elite receipts. We civilized the world, people. Our people from this land civilized the world. Let me find this one receipt and I'm going to get back on track. But I just want to show y'all corn was in ancient Mesopotamia. Corn was DNA spliced. And they act like it's humans, but it really was crops. The DNA splice of crops made this area so-called the Fertile Crescent, but it's not the first one. That's the second or third coming of Mesopotamia. We even got a Mesopotamia area in Mexico. But I ain't going to talk about that one today. I'm just going to show you the original one. Now, let me show y'all corn was in Mesopotamia. Look. See, I go to the receipts. See, I teach off receipts. I teach off the truth. I teach off, I'm going to die before I lie. That's my slogan. I'm going to die before I lie to my people. I'm going to die before I lie to my people. What does that say right there? Babylonian maize, as March reads. The Nineveh corn tablet, 900 BC, the so-called Sumerians or Assyrians who came after the Sumerians, corn was already rolling. You see these cornfields on this tablet? You can't find this tablet nowhere today. This tablet is hid by Arabian, Middle Eastern people are hiding this artifact because this shows that corn was in the Fertile Crescent in BC times. So don't lie to us. That is the piazza from over here. This is the carrot. They turned him into a genie over there. This is corn. The corn tablet, Nineveh. Nineveh is in is in Babylon, people. Look, Babylonian maize. Planting maize in the 9th century BC, people. I ain't just making this up. I'm going to bag up everything I tell y'all because I love y'all and I'm in love with you. Now let's go back. Let's go back. Eutaw. And Eutaw and Erie, originally called Mesopotamia, before Alabama was a state, people. Now, this is why they call it that. I told y'all about the fertile soil, right? Look. Eutaw is located in the Black Belt region of Alabama. The Black Belt region of Alabama is the real Mesopotamia, people. Let me show it to you. Let me show it to you. Elite receipt gang. If the receipt ain't elite, go have a seat, because the receipt ain't elite. Roll the corn. Roll the corn. Let's go find the Black Belt region. Here we go. It all started on the Mississippi with the mound builders cultivating the soil to make the soil Kemet. To make the soil Kemet, the black land, the black soil, the Fertile Crescent. Look at the top. Let's read the top. Once named for the color of its fertile soil and later for the high percentage of so-called African American residents that live in the Black Belt. Put a 2 in the chat. Put a 2 in the chat. My phone just rung. Give me a 2 if you hear me. Give me a 2 if you hear me. Now, roll the coin. It's named for the color of its fertile soil and later for the high percentage of the African American residents. These ain't no African Americans. All our people live on the Black Belt. All our ancestors from the Black Belt with the mounds, with the agriculture, with the food. That's why they moved us out of there. That's why they moved us out of there. This area of the world produces more crops than any other area on the face of the planet. Let me say that again. The black box, the Black Belt of the Southeast produces more agriculture than any other place on the face of the earth. Why do you think they wanted to move our people out of here and take them to Oklahoma? Why do you think they wanted to move our people out of here and take them to Tulsa, Oklahoma, where they became the Black Wall Street people? That's how they got there, people. Roll the coin. Now, let's go look at the black soil. Let's go look into that. The Black Belt Indians, referring to the tribes, Choctaw, Muskogee, Seminoles, Chickasaw, Creek. The Indian Removal Act moved them off of the Black Belt in 1830. That's the Trail of Tears, right? They moved us out of the original Mesopotamia. The real fertile soil, the real black soil. Now, to kill this receipt, I got to come with an elite receipt to show y'all who got moved to Oklahoma. See, other people talk about this, but you got to have the receipts. Roll the coin. You got to have the receipts to go along with what you're talking about, or it just don't stick with people. Right? Let's keep going. Let me find the receipt. Hold on. Elite receipt gang. Now, who was moved out of Mesopotamia or the black soil to Oklahoma? Let's find that. We know the truth now. Let's go back and find that. I just had the receipt the other day. Let's go back and find that receipt. Roll the coin. Who was moved out of the Southeast into Oklahoma? Who was moved from this land? I just had the receipt last night. This is fire too. This is fire. Heard up the leg. That's not it. Hold on. Hold on. This is going to be fire. Now, I got a receipt talking about Negro Chickasaw Indians were getting ready for the exile to Oklahoma. Hold on. Where is that receipt? Roll the coin. Hold on. I'm going to find this. I got to show you this. I got to show you this one. This go along with the receipts. This go right along with the receipts. I just showed this receipt last night. I can't even find it today. Roll the coin. Mm-mm. One second. I got to find it. I got to show it to you. Hold on. Indian tribe. Now, here we go. I had to find it for my people, man. I got to show y'all this, bro. Because people don't believe the truth. Old newspaper, early 1900s. The Negroes in the Chickasaw Nation are making elaborate preparations for a general exodus to Oklahoma where they will contemplate farming, people. You see that? The Negroes in the Chickasaw Nation are making elaborate preparations for a general exodus, exile to Oklahoma, where they will start back farming again. Why are Negro Indians getting moved to Oklahoma? That's the Trail of Tears. This is the Indian Removal Act. That's how they got to Tulsa to build Black Wall Street later in the 1830s. People talk about this, but you gotta have the receipt. Now, let's go back over all what I just said. Because this is very deep. This stuff really is really bad. It makes me not feel good about this because screenshot it. Because this is our hidden history right here. Wasn't nobody in Tulsa, Oklahoma before the Indian Removal Act, people. Let me screenshot this so I won't lose it. Nobody was in Oklahoma before this act. Now let's look back at the map. Let's go back to the map of the Black Belt of the South. Let's go back to the map. Black Belt, this is the best agriculture land in America on the face of the earth, really. They move you right there. They move you right there to Oklahoma to get you off the black soil of the Black Belt or the original Kemet or the original Mesopotamia. So you got to move these motherfuckers right here. That's how we end up in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and built Wall Street. Now, Choctaw, Creek, so-called Muskogee, Seminole. Everybody is moved out of these areas to Oklahoma. Melanated people that was putting corn in their clothes. They sold their clothes and put corn seeds in their clothes. so they can go back up there and farm, people. That's how great of a people our ancestors was. We sewed up pans with corn seeds all down the pans, all in the dress. So when we get to where we going, we can recrop and restart again. This is amazing. Right? They try to say Native Americans done it. Them ain't the people who done that. Now, the way karma works is, we start planting crop fields in Tulsa, and we struck oil. We struck oil because we out there in the field planting our new farms in the desert, because we already learned how to plant in the desert from having ancestors from the Southwest. We started planting crops again in Tulsa after they kicked us out of this area. And we struck oil. That's how karma work. Now our people are getting rich off oil and farming. Danny, you got something to say? Hop in the box. Because ain't nothing funny about this. Hop in the box and talk to me. Ain't nothing funny about this. What's funny? Native Americans did not create corn. Native Americans did not built the Fertile Crescent, the Black Belt in the Southeast. The Southeast of America is melanated Indians, descendants from mound builders. Not your people. Your people come from that way. Your people come from that way, coming down here with us to try to eat. You come from that way, cross all this ice and all that shit. You coming on through here. You hit the Southwest, you run across the Anasazi. They give y'all name of Navajos and all that. Y'all kept coming, trying to get down here where the Mississippi Valley at. Because this is ancient Kodesh. This is ancient spiritual land. This ain't got nothing to do with y'all. This ain't got nothing to do with y'all, big dog. I'm sorry. You ain't want to hop in the box because you don't want to talk to me. You don't want to talk to a real God. You want to talk to them other people that is going to play with you and argue with you. You don't want to talk to big Mississippi. You don't want to do that. So go play somewhere. Kick rocks. Your people came from this way. We was already here thousands of years, rolling corn on the Mississippi River, going back that way, making the whole South agriculture land so we can feed our people. It takes, corn is science. Corn is science, people. You think corn ain't science? Just think corn just a plant, huh? People just think corn a plant. Corn science. Corn is science. Let me show you. Corn got DNA, people. This is where you splice the DNA at right here. Corn was spliced with the DNA of crops and they made corn, right? That's what they talking about. Our people with DNA splicing. Sure was. DNA splicing agriculture. We ain't DNA splice no people. We DNA splice agriculture to eat. We learned what we needed to learn to survive. Creating a YT man ain't gonna help us survive. See, that's all that old Middle Eastern teaching of we created man and no, we didn't. The earth created y'all. The earth created y'all with animal blood, a mutation way after us. We come from the original earth where we was not mixed with nothing but earth. Y'all come from mutations of us, pigs, dogs, and all this old other DNA, junk DNA, mutated with y'all. Y'all come out looking like y'all look. The earth did that to y'all. Don't blame that on us. We not Middle Eastern people teach that big head men created YT people. Yaqub and all that, that's not true at all. They just lie over there. If you get your information from the Middle East, you might as well stop trying to teach my people. If you got your information from the Middle East or Muslims or Egyptologists, you're not my people. You're not teaching the right thing. You are trying to make man God. Y'all trying to make man God over there. We don't do that over here. We don't play like that. We don't play like that. Nature is God. Nature created everything. I don't care how ugly it is or how pretty it is. Nature created that. We're not going to get that to no man. Y'all trying to make y'allself some type of alien gods over there. Anunnakis and Yaku with the fat head. DNA and men putting arms and dog heads on top of men. That shit ain't true. Have y'all ever found some bones in the Middle East with a hawk head in a man body? Because everything that live got bones. We got to get back to reality. Everything that lives got bones. Have you ever found a reptile head on a black man body? Ever? Y'all ever seen one? You seen a horse head on the body? Have you ever seen a horse body with a man top? You seen a mermaid with the fins, skeleton somewhere? That wasn't AI or wasn't no hoax. Everything turned to mythology over there. Right? Nature created everything. No matter how messed up it is. That's why you got mutations in genes to create other beings. Right? Now, if some came out ugly and messed up and it live underground, they're still not an alien. If some came out messed up that the earth created and it lives underground looking like a reptilian or a gray alien, it didn't come from outer space. Earth created that ugly motherfucker. Stop trying to make everything extraterrestrial, people. We didn't create them people. Roll the coin. Now, I know the YT people done a lot of bad things on this earth, but y'all over there trying to act like all races over there on the other side of the world, trying to make it look like we created them, like they our creation. No, the fuck they ain't. No. Nah, y'all better talk to Mother Earth about that. Mother Earth had a bad batch. Mother Earth had a bad batch. These cookies came out good. Them cookies came out burnt. Simple. Stop playing. And they came way after us. Tens of thousands of years after us. The earth creates, not man. So when you hear somebody talking about a man created anything other than splicing a plant, hybrid in a plant, we can hybrid plants because they hybrid marijuana every day off experience. You can hybrid plants. When they talk about Inky, they are talking about he is planting his seed in the earth. But they use symbolism and say he planted his seed in a woman to make human beings. But he wasn't planting his seed in a woman. He was planting his seeds in Mother Earth. So you gotta go through the mythology. See, YT people tell you all these old crazy ass stories. Inky raped all the women for entertainment purposes only, TikTok. No, he didn't. Inky is the star alignment under the equator where spring comes from. And they're talking about the creator god of agriculture, putting seeds in the ground. And they turned that story into Inky messing with women in the underworld. Inky ain't nothing but the southern hemisphere of stars. That's it. That's it. In Leo is the sky. The stars over the horizon. Inky is the stars under the horizon. Go look it up. So now we understand all that, and that is the zodiac story going around. That is not a real story. That is the story of the zodiac. That is mound builder knowledge, right? That is mound builder knowledge. So back to what I was saying. We created this splicing of DNA of agriculture. We learned how to make the soil black to grow anything in the world first in North America. Then it moved to Mexico and China and Central America and South America. Then it went to Africa and the Indus Valley and Mesopotamia. It went over there later. That's why they are more advanced with the knowledge than here, because it kept growing. It kept growing and growing and growing. But those are our people who took it to these places. And they cherish and call these people gods in their teachings, Hebrew teachings and God's teachings all over the world. Because the star alignment became gods and goddesses from the sky, celestial gods, right? That's what happened in history. So the real Fertile Crescent is right here. The black belt. That's the real Fertile Crescent, people. Somebody flagging my page, man. Roll the coin. Y'all see anybody I'm supposed to be in here? Shout them out so I can get them. I'm going to take some questions. So y'all hop in the box, shoot me some questions. And so I can take a couple of questions before they ban me out of here. Iraq is not the original Mesopotamia. The desert can never be the original fertile soil. It's common sense. Let me say that again. The desert cannot be the original fertile soil, Fertile Crescent of the earth. That's crazy. The original Fertile Crescent got beautiful land, rivers, lakes, reservoirs and dams, black soil for tens of thousands of years. Eutaw and Erie, Alabama. Eutaw and Erie, Alabama was originally called Mesopotamia. Eutaw and Erie, Alabama are originally called Mesopotamia, right? And where is it? It's in the Black Belt. Eutaw is located in the Black Belt region of Alabama. See that? See that? You have to make deserts fertile, people. So they could never be the first place that done it. You didn't have to make the Southeast fertile. We just did we made the first good soil into incredible soil. That's what happened in the Southeast of America. And that is the first place with the Fertile Crescent. You see it? Rich, dark soil. Eutaw, Fertile Crescent. What they call it, we know the truth now. Eutaw, Alabama. Mesopotamia. I'm a bad man, bro. Any questions, any comments, hop in the guest box. That's all I'm gonna give y'all today. I'm studying a couple of more spots that have amazing stuff in these spots in the Midwest, and I'm gonna show y'all. Shout out to my boy Peace G that showed us the bird man on the river in the Red River in Texas. That was fire. Mikey Drew, what's up? Shoot me that DM Peace G so I can get that receipt, man. These canals, okay, Erie, Mesopotamia, right? Erie and Eutaw was once called Mesopotamia. Erie is a scary place. Eutaw is the pine cone. This is where they get the pine cone with the Anunnaki gods, the so-called corn. That's where they get that from. Eutaw means pine cone. Erie means a weird, scary place. Now, the Erie Canal was built by mound builders also. Whenever you see Erie, mound builders did something there. Let me tell you that again. Whenever you see Erie in North America, mound builders built something spectacular there. The Erie Canal is man-made, people. Erie, Alabama is in Mesopotamia. Mounds in Michigan, Lake Erie is where they dug the copper out, and mounds are right there, Tavian. Erie, Wisconsin is Erie. He said Mesopotamia is in Iraq. Blocked. See, these the guy that's hitting me with the thing. Get out of here. You don't know no better. Erie, Pennsylvania. Y'all start researching Erie. Just research all the Eries you can find, and it's gonna be some mounds or some big lakes or some rivers or Erie Canal. It's gonna be something. We double block Double J, Casey Macon. I'm gonna do an Erie live. Later on, I'm gonna do an Erie live and show y'all everything that's in Erie around America. And you're gonna be like, that's why they called it Erie. See, that's what these people use certain terminology for certain things. Erie is a place that's strange, spooky, ancient cultures, spirits, spirituality, things like that in these places they call Erie. Roll the coin. But Erie in Eutaw was called Mesopotamia. I don't care what nobody talking about. Before Alabama was a state, this is the real one. Because who came over here to name it that? It was already named that. Y'all took that from here. Now, we ain't talking about no voodoo today, man. Voodoo just come from ancient shamans. Ancient shamans of the mound builders created that. Ancient shamans. They was wearing bear cloth, bear hats, all type of trinkets. They knew the star alignment. They knew how to work plant roots. That's where all they came from. Mesopotamia is Greek. That's what they try to tell you. That's what they tell you. They didn't create nothing, bro. How is it Greek and it was named Mesopotamia before Alabama became a state? How is it Greek? The Greeks told you that they created it. Man, these people ain't created nothing, bro. If you know the real history of the world, they try to take claim to things that are great on the planet. So now Greeks made up the word Mesopotamia. No, man. Why you think they call Mesoamerica, Mesoamerica? Mesopotamia, Mesoamerica. Greeks came over Mesoamerica too, right? See what I'm saying? Do not let these people tell you what they created. Can't tell, you can't teach me nothing else. Can't teach me nothing else, hunter-gatherers. It's out of the question. Anybody got any questions, any comments, drop in the guest box. I'm going to take a couple of questions. Take a couple of questions before I get out of here. Shout out to Casey Macon. Y'all follow Casey Macon, the moderator. So y'all subscribe to my YouTube. I'm going to put all of my lives on YouTube. If you missed the live, you can go to my YouTube and check it out. Subscribe to my live subscription. Y'all please subscribe to my live subscription on TikTok so you won't miss no lives. And that's my cash out right there. Is the Nile the Mississippi? No. The same way we put the Fertile Crescent in the Middle East is the same way we made the Nile look like the Mississippi. So, therefore, I mean by saying that we cultivated the Nile just like the Mississippi was cultivated thousands of years before the Nile. So the knowledge came off the Mississippi. See, people who done this already got experience in irrigating rivers. They already got experience in irrigating land in the desert. So when they come to the Nile, that's the desert people. They irrigate the Nile and grow crops there, and they irrigate the Tigris and Euphrates River to grow crops there. They are already experienced agriculture people when they get to this area of the world, as in the Middle East, as in the Nile, right? We had already had thousands of years of experience off our own land. So the Mississippi is the first river, a land with stars on the Milky Way. Then the Nile River is the second coming of mounds aligned with the Milky Way, right? It's a lot of small rivers in America with star alignments with mounds up against the river, but the Mississippi is so huge, you can put the whole star alignment upside the Mississippi River. The Nile is so huge, and the knowledge had grown so much, they put pyramids aligned with the Milky Way on side of the Nile River, just like it started with mounds on the Mississippi and ended with pyramids on the Nile. Then they started attacking Egypt, and they took all the knowledge out of there. That's when the knowledge stopped over there in Africa. After Moorish and Greeks and Romans and all these people go over there and attack Kush and enslave all the people. But that's after us. The whole time we were still doing good. Was the Garden of Eden or Noah's Ark in Florida? That's a good question. Could be. Could be. It could be. Because the Fertile Crescent is right there in Florida also. The Apalachicola River is a mean spot. That's in the Black Belt, and it has a whole lot of things they talk about in Eden. But the Mayans are telling that same story of a man when the flood came, putting his wife and kids and animals on a boat and taking it to another place. The Mayans had this, their story is from this land. So I can't really just point out the exact spot. Florida got a lot. Florida is a good connection to it, but that story comes from here. See, what we don't understand is, what you got to understand is, ain't no flood happened over there. Ain't no flood happened over there, people. They don't have enough water to flood, right? Those people do not have enough water to flood. Let me show y'all something if I can find it. It's all off. I can't find it, but the Middle East and the Nile River do not have enough water. I said Florida. Enough water to flood. So the flood story came from here. Now do you understand it? People getting on the boat with animals and their family came from here. You can't have a great flood and you ain't got enough water to have a great flood. So our people took that story over there because the Mayans have that same story. The Olmec got that same story. That story was passed down through Tamari over a long time. That's where they got the story from, of the floods and all of that. America floods. The Mississippi flooded in the early 1900s and flooded out the whole, down near the whole middle of Mississippi. Mexico City flooded and it still flooded 80 to 100 years ago. So in ancient times, they were super flooding. So we known for flooding over here because we got an abundance of water, right? In the Ice Age, when the Ice Age melted, we had a bunch of floods over here because we already had rivers. Then you melt the ice on top of the rivers and the lakes and the Gulf of Mexico, and you get bad floods. Africa and the Middle East don't have enough water to flood nothing. They barely have enough water to grow crops. And I ain't trying to be funny, but that's the truth. So the Atlanteans come from a great flood. The great flood is Tamari. Happened in Tamari. So the Atlanteans come from here and taught that story over there, and they use that story in their creation stories or in their stories, but they talking about the original people over there talking about their ancestors, taught them about the great flood, where the ancestors are from. Here. This is the only place on the face of the earth that got floods. Great floods, a lot of them. Only place on the face of the earth. Atlantis is Tamari. Because all our ancient cultures talked about the flood happening here. They talk about the flood as if it was a story, a folk tale, something passed down, right? We even got Mayans on boats while the flood is going on artifacts. See what I'm saying? Ain't nobody gonna teach y'all this, man. We got Mayans on boats while the flood is going on the wall. Let me show you. I know I can find that receipt. It shouldn't be that hard to find. Roll the coin. See, can I find that quick receipt? But we got Mayans on boats, floating off, all on the walls, people. I have to go back and find that. But y'all know I got the receipt. If I just have to find it, I can find it. But all this Sumerian stuff came from mound builders from here. Roll the coin. That's where it come from. Here we go. Volcanoes going off, flooding. See that? Mayans rolling all up. The volcano going off is a great flood. My boy in the boat getting on down. My boy in the boat in Mexico getting on down, man. Man, it's flooding like a motherfucker out here. I got the dip. These are the great flood people. You got to know how to read the artifacts. Mayans got some more artifacts when the water is coming in and my boy sitting there meditating while the water coming in. Right on the walls. You got to know how to read it. They know the place where the great flood happened. They know the place where the stories happened. So the Mayans are talking about their ancestors had a boat, put animals on the boat, and took it to different places. Right? And that's fire. So Atlantis is here. Atlantis is here with the great flood. What is this, Wednesday? Great flood. Cliffs of Venezuela. Let me show you. Y'all know I got receipts. The book, the Genesis story, the Caribs talked about the great flood, the people in the islands. It's American knowledge. The Popol Vuh, which they got the Epic of Gilgamesh off of, right? Talks about people mixing the languages up. The languages got mixed up after the flood. The languages came to be different. They did not hear each other clearly when they came from Toulon, right? That's in the Bible, people. That's in the Bible. You ever read the Bible when they talk about people came together after the flood and the languages was different? God changed the languages. Now they can't talk to each other. Now it's a big problem. Babel, everybody came to Babel, changed the languages. That's where they come from. America. You see the Popol Vuh, the Mayans talking about it. That's fire right there. Let's keep going. The Great Flood, the Mayans, Kishi people. See that? Everybody in America know about the Great Flood. Right? The pyramid memorial was the flood took place 4,800 years after the creation of the world. That's fire. Let's keep going. Central America. 8 persons were saved above the water on the top of the high mountain. Machokins told the Spaniards about the flood in which Noah, they called Tespi, embarked in a spacious alkali with his wife, his children, several animals, corn and grain, for the preservation of which was important to mankind. There go your Bible story right there. Going through centuries of America, different tribes knowing about the same story. Right? Ancient Mexico Mayans depicting Eve and the serpent and Cain and Abel. Eve and the serpent. You want to know where the real Bible come from? These stories passed down in America, man. This is fire. You see that? Yeah, go for wood from Florida, yes. I told y'all all the knowledge came from the southeast of America. Then it moved around. The Great Flood. Ancient flood. Toltecs talked about it. Right? The flood traditions. See that? The knowledge of flood pervades Mexico, Central South America, just as it does in the U.S. and Canada. Almost every people group of whom we have real ethnographic data has a memory of the Great Flood. We have found 170 such traditions of the flood in Mexico to South America. The flood information came from here, not over there. That goes along with the rest of the knowledge of people coming with the star alignment, the flood story, Horu ideology, astrology, math, agriculture, pyramid, mound building, came with the people from here and went over there and told them about the Great Flood. And they put it in the artifacts. Now that's how they got the story. This is Atlantis. Atlanteans moved around to different places after the Great Flood, right? Shit, common sense, man. Put it all together, man. Roll the coin. Put this stuff together. Teach the truth to my people. And there we have it. There we have it. Game over. Let me get one question, one comment. Yo, yo.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now. What's up, bro? Yo.
I'm just trying to make sure before I start.
Yeah, I hear you.
Hold on, real quick. Hold on. Pull me back down, and I'm gonna request to join again because I think it's messing up again.
Okay. I got you, game over. I got you. CJ Rose, let me get a question, one comment. Yo, yo.
Hey, how are you doing?
Doing all right. How you doing?
Great. I just have a quick question. Is that a book you're reading from or an article?
This is an article, and I also got some old books talking about different tribes and different American ancient American people talking about the flood story of America of Tamara. But this is an article right here.
Okay, what is the actual name of the article? Because I need to read that whole thing.
I don't know. Let me see. Let me see. Can I find the bottom of it? I got so many. Some of this stuff is old. It ain't even on the internet no more. Let me.
Oh, wow.
But no. Let me. It might be though. Let me see. Can I find the bottom of it so I can try to see. Can I? If I had it pulled up somewhere. Let me see. See, I usually keep the bottom of it to get keep the website on there. And I ain't got it on these at all. I'm gonna try to find it for you. Let me see. But I think you just can. I don't know about this article right here wasn't hard to find though. it was a Google search, and I went through the different articles and read them. But I can go back and find the books that was talking about this also. But this article is great because it goes through a bunch of different tribes talking about the story. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, so I basically should be able to Google ancient floods in America and South America and find something.
Yeah. And the website looks like this with the lime green topics.
Oh, I got it.
Or send me your email and I'll try to email them to you.
Okay, perfect. I sure will.
Do that because I know a lot of people. This is very interesting, and this goes along with biblical things. So this is very powerful information.
Yeah, it's powerful information because that's what I've been studying. Basically, things in the Bible are actually here in America or South America,
You hear?
even Enoch. And it's like being that, White Tea or whoever put the Bible together and added all these stories and changed the names. And I'm wondering now, is the whole 400 years of slavery thing a lie? And a whole bunch of other lies they put in there and rules and regulations. They just made up stuff.
Exactly. Um,
So,
what I think what happened was this. Is what I think what happened. They heard about this story um from ancient cultures first, right? Then you come to America. When you come to colonize America, the people there are telling you the same story that you already read in books that y'all stole the knowledge from, like Egypt and stuff like that, Kush and stuff like that. Because these stories was all in Egypt and Kush too. So they trying to figure out why is that same story from Kush and Egypt in Central America on the Mississippi River. Why is all of these tribes in America got the same great story as we got from Kush and Egypt? And then it hit them. These are the ancestors of those people. And so that's why this information is so powerful.
yeah, and I appreciate it. And the whole thing about Mesopotamia, I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Like in the Book of Mormon.
yeah.
And I remember as a kid when I first heard about the Book of Mormon that it was basically a testimony of Jesus Christ being in America.
hmm
And it's like whoever these characters were, all of this originated here.
The Book of Mormon is when they figured out that the mound builders are the original people of the knowledge, they just started tearing up mounds. Now they are finding scriptures and tablets and religious looking symbols and star symbols and Hebrew symbols and Paleo Hebrew. So now they start buying up the land where these places were because they realized that these were the real places that they talked about in the Bible that they learned in Europe. See, they had already read this stuff in Europe. But the Book of Mormon is about Nephites and Lamanites, right? They said the Nephites were the mound builders. The Lamanites were like YT people, like barbarians, like natives, right? They tried to say the Lamanites was us and the Nephites was them. So it's like a switcheroo. Um, and they tried to make themselves the holy people, which is the Nephites, which is the so-called God's chosen people or the Hebrews. They tried to make themselves the Nephites, where really our people were buried in the mounds where they was getting all the information from, but they switched it in the Book of Mormon. Now they talk about the Lamanites are dark-skinned and evil. The Lamanites are dark-skinned and evil, and the Nephites are blonde, blue, white, and they God's people. They switched it around. So read the story out of the Book of Mormon. They dug these mounds up because they knew who these people were. They were the original people with all of that religious knowledge and ancient knowledge.
Wow, this goes deep. This goes really deep. I highly appreciate it because I gotta find this particular article. I have to because it makes so much sense now.
Makes great sense. These stories are ancient stories from America. The Great Flood, it happened here. And the story was passed down to different tribes all through America. And once it got over there, they put it in their ideology, but it's not their story, it's our story. Mesopotamia is not they it's not the original Mesopotamia. It's here. The original Mecca is here. They city is named after corn. Makkah, the pilgrimage to Makkah or Mecca comes from the pilgrimage to the four corners of the Southwest. Let me show you something real quick. I'm gonna blow your mind real quick. This is the pilgrimage to Makkah, which is Mecca, right? See that? Makkah, Saudi Arabia, black box, right? Let me show you something. Watch this. Makkah is also known as maize or corn in Hebrew. See that? So they named the city.
Wow.
They named the city after corn. Makkah, they put an H on there, but the city's still named after corn. So the original teachings is the Anasazi or the cliff dwellers in the Mississippians all made a pilgrimage to the four corners. Let me show you that corn was out there. The four corners in the middle of the desert got corn. They made a pilgrimage style. They was making pilgrimage thousands of years ago to this ancient place where they made the soil black in the desert. And that's the pilgrimage to Makkah, right? Because Makkah is Hebrew. Now, when they get over there, when they get overseas, the information, they name the city Makkah, and they make a pilgrimage to the black box, right? But you all know what the black box is, right? Black box is black soil. So right here in the middle of this area right here is where the four corners is at. It looked just like this. Black soil, Kemet. So our ancient culture pilgrimage to this area. We still got ancient roads that go right to the center of this area. Right in the center of these four states. They get everything from us. See, it take, you know, I just gotta break it down. Now you can go study, you can see it. Now you can actually understand where they got all their knowledge from over there.
So in essence, all religions are either worshiping the sun, the stars, or the corn.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
See, this how it all comes together. When our people are trying to figure out agriculture, we are putting the star alignments with what to do with the agriculture, right? Because this is gonna save our civilization. If we can't feed our people very fast and efficiently, we are not gonna make it in ancient times. You see what I'm saying? So now, when the spring comes, the spring equinox became synonymous with planting crops. So when you see certain stars in the sky at a certain time of year, that is the spring equinox. So we put mounds and pyramids in those places to teach us. You teach your descendants, when these certain stars or this sun come over this mound, it's the time to plant the crops. That became synonymous with Osiris and the maize god and rebirth and resurrection, because that is the resurrection or rebirth of the vegetation of the earth. So you put humanity with the resurrection of earth and it all go together. That's why resurrection goes with harvesting, with crops, right? Then you get the summer solstice, that is the time to harvest it. Now the summer solstice became the all-seeing eye. The Sirius star and the sun aligning over the pyramid. It's harvest season. That's why the all-seeing eye is so significant in our culture. That is the most celebrated time of the year, the harvest season. Because to have a good harvest, it's in the Bible. They're always talking about good harvest. Sow a seed, reap what you sow. They come from ancient culture of agriculture, right? All seeing that is the Sirius in front of the sun over the mound or over the pyramid. That is the all-seeing eye. That is good harvest. That's the harvest symbol. I'm gonna say it like that. So ain't nothing evil about this stuff. Ain't nothing. When you see the man with the horns, that is ancient culture wearing horn helmets for nature. They try to teach you that's the devil. They try to spook you out for everything, but your ancient culture wore horns. for significance with nature. Mound builders were buried like this with horn hats on their head. Then they got to Egypt, they buried the same way, but they got the funeral mask on now. So the funeral mask really had horns back in the day in the mounds in America. Cause I got old pictures of them taking pictures of these people buried like this in mounds in Tennessee and Mississippi, looking just like Pharaoh with horn hats on.
Wow.
And they turned it into evil. They tried to make these things evil. And see, let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. When they get to the other side of the world, you see Inky. Everybody think Inky is Satan and Inky is, I know y'all probably heard that before. Inky is Satan, Inky is Baal, and all that old type of stuff. Right? This is Inky. Inky is considered evil because he is from the underworld, right? Inky ain't nothing but a representation of stars under the horizon in the nighttime, in the dawn. So anything under the light equator is considered in Sumerian terminology evil, because Inky had horns from the underworld, which stood for nature and things like that.
Wow.
So Inky and Gilgamesh in 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 stories from Sumeria are the Gemini twins. Right? Gemini twins kill the bull of heaven. The bull of heaven is Taurus going into the light over the equator. So Gemini is coming right behind Taurus. So when the bull of heaven or Taurus zodiac goes into the light over the equator, they tell a story about these Gemini twins killing the bull of Taurus. It's all zodiac work, it's all ancient teachings. It's not evil, it's just a story they created from celestial stars.
Wow. And you got people like Billy Carson's that made millions of dollars teaching a whole lie.
Teaching a lie. He's teaching that, but see, that's what I be telling you. Once Arabian or ancient Assyrian people flipped the story of the mound builder who came before them, they tried to claim it as if it was their people, and they tried to claim it as if it was extraterrestrial because they didn't understand it. So Billy is teaching aliens flying around giving people DNA, but really the mound builders who came around and put plants and irrigated the rivers over there and made them a great civilization over there in ancient times. So Billy is leading our people the wrong way, and I hate he doing it. I think he know better, but once you hook to Muslims and Moors and Arabs, they make you teach that because they want to make themselves look like gods.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's
It's either that or he's a true agent to keep us, our people, from the truth.
yeah, could be that. But I think Billy is more of a greedy man. I think he want the money. I think somebody is paying him under the table to teach that. Cause let me explain something to you that bothers me about Billy. Anu is Orion, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anu is the god of the Anunnaki. That is the equator line. That is the equator aligning with Orion's belt. Over the top of it is the light. Over the bottom of it is the dark, right? That's the real teaching of Enlil is in the sky, Inky is underground as in earth and water, Inky is sky and air, Anu is the equator which separate the light and the dark. See what I'm saying?
Yes.
Um in the Sumerian story, it goes just like the Bible. It's just like the Bible. You got Pharaoh, which is the Virgo. Pharaoh ended up becoming and Pharaoh means corn, the goddess of corn and agriculture. That ended up being the Virgin Mary, because Pharaoh is from Virgo zodiac. Virgo zodiac is virgin. Virgo and virgin is the same thing. That's where the story of the Virgin Mary comes from. The immaculate conception of some type of God that came from a woman who didn't have no sex, right? That's Virgo. That's all it is. Do some research on that. Sumerians got the same teaching. Then you get to the Bible, the Virgin Mary is Virgo. Because virgin comes from Virgo, right?
Yes.
So how you going to teach us about the Sumerian story just like the Bible, but the Bible fake? That's a big contradiction. See, he can get away with it if people don't know the truth about these stories. This story got passed down over and over and over again, and some of the parts of this story went into the Bible. Because this is the greatest story ever told. The stars and the sun going around the zodiac is the greatest story ever told. You just got to know how to make it a mythical story to make it sound good. And then you put real names on it and all of that. You see what I'm saying? So if we got a Virgin Mary in Sumerian knowledge, and we got a Virgin Mary in Egyptian knowledge, I mean, a Virgin and Virgo in Egyptian knowledge, which is, I can't think of a name right now. Then we got a Virgin Mary with Christianity. You ought to see the pattern of where it's coming from. So how you going to downplay, say, geez, all this stuff is fake, and then you're going to say the Sumerian stuff is real? You can't do that. That's a contradiction because their knowledge is aligned the same way through these people teachings all the way up to Christian teachings.
Correct.
He is a big disgrace to our people. People don't see it yet, but I've been peeped him out. He is instead of telling the true story and showing where all this stuff come from, he just act like, they teach him to do a certain thing with the knowledge.
Wow. This is really deep. This is really deep because I don't know. I think a lot of people need to know this because people walk around with, convicting themselves and this and that, and there's no need to,
Exactly.
and just being a righteous person, period, or a virtuous person,
Exactly.
you have to be raised that way, and that has to be in you. If it is not in you, it's gonna show.
Exactly. If it's not in you, it's not in your DNA at all.
Exactly.
You're trying to force it on us that like you or liked it, but you really not liked it. You just know knowledge, but you're not physically and mentally and spiritually connected to this because it's not your real culture. Now, anybody can learn this stuff, some of it, but that's what I've been preaching lately. Everybody not connected to this.
Oh,
Everybody
you
not
can
connected.
tell. You can tell.
You can tell. See, look. See how they got Enkidu at the bottom under the horizon? All Enkidu stars. When you see the giant holding the Leo with the lion, that is Enki holding, Gilgamesh, a star holding the lion of Leo. Right? That's where all of that comes from. The death of the bull with the Gemini twins, right? Going over the horizon is the death of the bull. You see how I got Enkidu going into the underworld, under the horizon, which is the dawn or the night stars. When it goes under the horizon, it goes into the underworld or hell, or this is what they made that out to be. See what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
hell and heaven is not a real place. It is a place that our ancient culture created for the light, the stars of the light, and the stars of the dark. So when we talk about somebody like Luke Skywalker, it's the sun going across the light. Now, when the sun goes across the dawn, it's Darth Vader time.
Yeah.
That's where you get heroes and villains. Heroes come from Haru. The word hero comes from Haru. So all these hero stories, Optimus Prime is named after Orion's belt, which is so-called Anu or so-called Osiris. Osiris is named after Orion's belt. So these heroes in these movies are telling you about the dark and the light cycle. When they talk about the light cycle, that's why we got Enlil up here. Enlil is the stars of the sky. Enki is the stars of the dark. That's all that means, right? You see the creation, Enki do creation. As soon as it hit the dark cycle, Enki do created. He got the horns on his head because he's in the underworld. That's why they bury you with horns on your head, because that is the underworld symbolism. So this stuff deep, man. It's just so much to take in, but that's a great question. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you so much. Let me get on my little research. Love you and
Yeah,
in
you
love
too.
with you. Roll the coin.
Yeah, with you too. CJ, follow CJ Rose. Roll the coin. Follow CJ Rose. Follow CJ Rose. Dustin, what's up? One question, one comment. Great question. Y'all follow CJ Rose.
Yes, man.
Yo,
Thank you when I gave people yo, yeah, say the iPhone.
Dynasty, what's up? One question, one comment. Does the underworld mean the earth or the ocean? The underworld is in ancient times was nighttime. Simple. The underworld was nighttime. The stars you seen at nighttime, you couldn't see those stars in the daytime, right? So that's why it's so important for the Sirius star to rise from the dawn. The Sirius star is so bright it can rise from the underworld to the light world. So the Sirius star comes from the underworld. It's so bright, it's still shining when the sun comes up. Let me teach you something. This is called the Halexial rising. This is the all-seeing eye. That's why this is so important to our culture. The Sirius star rises from the dawn into the light. Only reason it does that because the Sirius star is so bright it can shine at night and in the daytime, right? That's why the Sirius star is so important to our culture. It's coming up out the dark. The morning comes. It's called the morning star because it's still bright in the sky in the morning. The sun comes up behind it. You put a pyramid right here or a mound right here. Sirius is here. Sun is here. East to west. So when you see that Sirius hit the top of that pyramid or mound with the sun in the background, that is the all-seeing eye of the pyramid. That's harvest season. That lets you know the summer is coming. The summer is almost here. It's time to harvest these crops. It's the first harvest season. Roll the coin. Y'all hear me? Put a 2 in the chat if you hear me. The Grand Canyon is the Anasazi, the cliff dwellers, are descendants from the mound builders of the Mississippi. So the Grand Canyon, temples was built there, caves, gold and copper and everything else was there. They irrigated the Colorado River. They put temples there aligned with Orion the Hunter, just like the center of Giza. So the Grand Canyon, our ancestors lived in the Grand Canyon way before Egypt. That's how we learned how to work the desert, people. The Grand Canyon is descendants from the mound builders of the Mississippi, moved to the southwest, became cliff dwellers, burrowed out temples all up through the Grand Canyon, and the temples of Isis, the temple of Aset, and all of that is in the Grand Canyon, aligned with Orion the Hunter, and they keep that area of the Grand Canyon blocked off because they don't want you to know our ancient culture looking just like Cushites and Egyptians before Cush and Egypt was ever started, with all these headdresses and all of that. That stuff come from here. So ain't no telling what they pulled out the Grand Canyon, bro. And then the Spanish Moors went through the Grand Canyon and stole a lot of artifacts and stole a lot of gold out the Grand Canyon in the 1500s. After that, the government got hold to it and they blocked it all off. But Orion the Hunter, Orion, just like Anu, just like Osiris, just like Cahokia, got temples in the Grand Canyon aligned with Orion the Hunter. And they was all living up in there. And they was all inside of it's caves and burrows and statues. They pulled all that stuff out the Grand Canyon. And those people look just like Cushites. I even got an old book They said when a baby was born from the Anasazi, they set them out there in the sun the whole day. You already know what kind of people they were. A baby was born, you sit him in the sun all day, fresh out the womb. We all know what kind of people they were. I'm gonna have to bring my old book out my collection and show it to y'all. Fat Man Buddha, what's up? You get one question, one comment. Yo, yo.
Hey, what's up?
What's up, brother?
Hey, dang, I only get one question. Okay.
Okay.
So this is my question.
You good?
I remember reading back when I was studying the Mayans
Mm-hmm.
about how the Mayans, all the way deep, we used to call the mountain in South America, we used to call it Mount Mu.
Mount Mu.
Now underneath that mountain, we dug a whole civilization. And that civilization, we dug all the way to South Africa. And that's how I feel like we got to Africa, and that's when we started populating, because even the Africans said that all their gods came from the South. All the original people came from the South. So I was just wondering, do you think that the Mayans truly did? Even to this day, the South Africans still honor that cave, and they won't even let white people go digging in that cave because they said that's where the gods rest.
I read that before too. I read that about the Grand Canyon. I read that about Mount Mu. But it's hard to put that together because it'll be nearly impossible to go through the earth and come out on the other side. That's a hard thing to believe. Now I ain't saying it couldn't be true.
No, I'm not saying it like that. Because see, I'm in a whole mindset of
Yeah.
this is still Tartaria, and Pangea never broke apart.
Um,
So
Pangea really didn't happen, bro. They try to act like these continents shifted all the way across the water like that, but if a continent shift like that, it's gonna be chaos, flood and death. It's like an earthquake. You see what I'm saying? Because that'll be
no, I'm just
tectonic
using it
shift.
as a premise so people can understand what Tartaria looks like. You feel what
Tartaria,
I'm saying?
Tartaria is all over the world.
That's what
Um,
have you ever heard that song? He's got the whole world in his hand.
yeah,
That's because the world today still looks like a giant hand. You feel what I'm saying?
yeah,
If you if you look at your hand, you can find the four rivers in between your fingers.
yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
It was in the Bible. I know.
Yeah. So I feel like it's possible to dig, but you thinking like they're going across the whole continent, but really they're just going. So Africa is right next to South America, and it's just a river that divides them, and they call the river an ocean. You can still dig from South America to Africa underground because all you're doing is you're really going through a mountain.
So you saying they dug under the ocean and got over there?
Yeah.
From,
Yeah.
from
Even to
my
this day, they say that America is the only continent that's still rooted to the ground.
from my research, they went over there on ships long time ago. The ocean used to be not that deep. It wasn't that violent and chaotic back in ancient times. So this what really happened from my research. Now I could be wrong, but I just go off the artifacts in the history. Pyramids and mound building came from here first. The people who evolved to build pyramids was in Central and South America. And they started moving around on boats and went to Africa. I even read about the Mocha Indians and the Andes Mountain Indians going to Egypt and became a part of Kush and things like that. They even talk about Egypt. Even talk about their ancestors from Punt, which is Mexico. So Central and South America and Mexico had evolved to pyramid building, and they took their knowledge over there. That's what I really think what happened on the Nile River, because the Cushites are wearing feathers, shooting bow and arrows, growing corn, and building mounds and called mastabas, mounds on top of each other.
Yeah.
And out of Adobe brick. Adobe brick was started in America. So I don't necessarily think they went underground through a cave. I think, like I said, the real flood did happen, and our people started moving around in different spots of the earth, and because all the knowledge started popping out after the flood, right? That's the Atlantean story.
Yeah.
So after the floods happened in America, which is Atlantis, our people started moving around the world, taking knowledge and animals and everything and seeds. That's when corn started popping up all around the world. See, the corn and the agriculture and the stories all go together. So now corn popping up in Mesopotamia, corn popping up on the Nile River, corn popping up over there in China and Indonesia with Buddha and all of that. Now that's where all of that comes from after these people moved around after floods that went on in America.
Okay.
Good question, though. Good question.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep doing my research. I'm gonna find some evidence to bring to you because I really do believe that. Because you got to think about it. We still got civilizations underground right now. Look at New Mexico. They got a whole 1,000 square mile civilization right underneath their feet.
I'm saying you could be right, but it is could that is a large place to go underground under a lot of water to get to a place. That's a lot of digging out, and it got to be, if the water come through anywhere, it's gonna be chaos. Everybody gone. So
Yeah.
it's possible
But
though.
you got to think about the limestone and granite.
Yeah, you're right. It's possible. It's possible.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, bro. Good question.
All right, man.
I'll follow Fat Man Buddha. It's possible. We did a lot of underground things, but sometimes we go too far. Sometimes we go too far with this knowledge. In the book of the Queen Mu book, it talks about Americans getting on boats, going, hitting the Nile River, hitting the Horn of Africa, all of that. So I got more receipts of people leaving here. If you can build a pyramid, bro, you can build a boat. If you can build a pyramid, you can build a boat to go to Africa, bro. Roll the coin. Come on now. We got to stick to, we got to stick to more common sense before the more. Now things incredible do happen in history. And I'm not saying none of this, what he's saying is not possible, but it's way more possible for us to just build a nice boat. We got artifacts on the wall in Egypt, and the Mayans got boats. These people got boats. Roll the coin. Cynthia Hudson. Let me get one question, one comment. My bad, Sid. Mr. Hall. Let me get one question, one comment.
What's going on, brother? I just wanted to know when the book dropping.
Man, I've been stuffing so much information in this book, man. I don't want to stop putting it in there, man.
You gonna have to separate them, man.
I'm gonna have to separate them, bro. I try to cram it, but I'm gonna have to just come with a series of them.
Yeah, because I'm waiting to purchase, my man.
Thank you so much, bro. I really appreciate that, brother.
Keep up the good work, brother, and you have a great one.
You have a great day, man. All right, y'all follow Mr. Hall, man. Yeah, the book coming. I gotta separate it into different time frames because it's just too much information. It's too much information. I gotta start off with the mound building culture of America with the symbolism that moved around the world with the star alignment first. So then you can understand the rest of the teaching. But it's so much information, it's crazy. After I start putting it together, it just started popping up crazy. None, what's up? One question, one comment.
Good brother, I just have a comment.
Okay.
The comment is, I love your work. I'm
Thank
in
you
love
so
with
much.
you. Love you, bro. And
Yeah, you too.
also the book. Hurry up with that book, bro. I'm waiting.
Bro, I be walking in the street, bro. I'm gonna tell you something funny. I was in I'm way in Aurora, Colorado, bro. Walking up into the grocery store or something like that.
Uh-huh.
The dude ran across the parking lot and said, "We know the truth now. Bro, I need a book and I need a hoodie or something ASAP." He hollering this across the parking lot.
Yeah,
And he said, "Bro, that book is gonna be so important to people. You gotta hurry up and put it out." And I said, "Bro, I'm working on it, bro. I got you." And ever since then, I realized the magnitude of what that book is gonna mean. So I appreciate you. You're exactly right. I gotta get that book out, man.
gotta get that book, bro. Got to. Again, peace be with you.
Peace,
Ancestors
bro.
guide and protect you, man.
Thank you
Keep up
so
the
much.
good work.
Thank you so much, bro. I really appreciate that. I got it coming. I got it coming.
All right.
Right.
Peace.
Y'all follow none. Peace, peace, peace. Great energy, man. This time American energy, that is virtuous energy, that is beautiful energy coming through the people. My lives be beautiful, man. Like the people in these lives that I'm talking to, they are a different type of people. And I like the crowd that comes through my page because y'all are seeking the truth, and y'all know that I hang my hat on giving it the best way I can give it, and I'm not gonna lead my people the wrong way. And if I do figure out it was the wrong teaching, I'll come back and straight. I check myself. T.I. the rapper said something real, and I never forget it. You got to be real enough to straighten yourself, man. You ain't real if you can't straighten yourself. If you don't sit there by yourself and be like, that wasn't right, that was not good, and tell yourself that you done something not right or you taught something that you didn't understand thoroughly enough to go back and tell people that you didn't understand it enough to teach it right. A lot of people don't have that. See, that comes from being virtuous. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Like my girl was talking about the spirituality, and we was going back about spirituality and earth. She's absolutely correct. The spirituality um and the physical form makes a perfect match, right? And I was going back and forth with her, but when I got off that live, I thought to myself, I said, okay, she's right. I'm right and she's right, but I gotta show her more respect because her side is just as right as mine. So you gotta be accountable and tell people. And I shot her a message saying you were exactly right, and we just kind of bump heads with information bumping, but it's not always about an argument. It's just about sometimes these truths go together, and you have to teach them together so people can understand them. So when I teach about the physical body on earth, I have to teach about the spirituality of the people that got spiritual in the field. So spirituality and the human form all goes together, right? And we got to acknowledge that because there's Haru ideology, right? All that goes with the Haru ideology. So that day when I went back and looked at the live, I spoke on it kind of wrong. So I had to go back and tell her that I wasn't always right that day. You know what I'm saying? Because it just didn't, it aligned more when she put her information with mine and it goes together. So that's why I did that. And I shot her a DM and shot her some, roll the coin. It was on me to go and do that to talk to her. You know what I'm saying? And she was exactly right. The spirituality came with the enlighten the people. Rook, what up? Let me get one question, one comment.
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing, bro?
Hey man, that's some
some powerful stuff you got, man.
Thank you,
You
man.
ever thought about being a historian or something like that? Like getting into the more of the official areas of, you know what I mean? Like I don't know what that is, but
You're right. A lot of
and
people.
I'm not saying you probably not. I don't really know your background to be honest.
You're right. You're exactly right.
But
I'm not a historian. I just kind of stick to our knowledge. I could go into everybody's knowledge because it goes along with ours a lot. But I think when I start researching this stuff, see, a lot of history of other people, they already know their history. You see what I'm saying?
right,
See, white people know their history. Natives really know their history. They just act like they don't. Chinese know their history. We are the only people. Africans know their history, right?
right.
We are the only people on the face of the earth without a complete compilation of our history. And that bothered me, so I kind of stuck to that area because we are hidden from our history because it's plentiful for other people for us to be in the dark.
Oh, okay.
So they hide where we really from. They hide where our ancestors from. They hide our ancestral lands. They tell all us we from Africa and came on boats, so they can thrive on our land and become wealthy on our land. And we don't ever fight for it because we think we are from somewhere else.
Okay.
So I hang my hat on teaching our history first because we are the people in the back of the bus on the history. Now, I be wanting to do history about everything, but
No, I just what I'm saying is I think you should be respected as well as other
I appreciate
historians. You
it,
get what
man.
I'm saying?
Thank you, thank you.
Because what you're saying is a lot of truth. We can't. We trying to argue with you and can't. I'm trying to argue with you and can't. You know, there's a lot of smart people in here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
And that's what I'm saying. You know, I think if someone like you was more respected, then
yeah,
they would respect the fact that we know. Because a lot of us do know, but they don't respect that because it ain't written in a book
yeah.
or it ain't written in a. You get what I'm saying?
Right. That's why.
So
So everybody was just telling me about my book. I got to put out something literal to
yeah,
put in their
yeah. That's
faces.
that's their game on it. You know, we oral. We more oral.
Yeah,
That's from what
yeah.
I'm learning.
Exactly. We more of a. We want to see it. We want to see it while we talking about it. We want to, and that's a good thing because if you show me what you talking about while you talking about it, I can understand it better and I can teach it better when I go and look into, or I can research it better when I go and look into it. So
Right.
that's why I'm more of a online visual teacher because I know how people learn through visual things faster. And but you exactly right, bro. I think I just my name really just kind of got out here the last year or two. And like I ain't got to the people who've been doing this for 10, 20. See, Billy been doing this. Billy Carson them been doing this for over 10 years.
Right.
Instead of pumping out BS information. And so I think it's just gonna take time. I just think it's just gonna take time, bro. It's coming around. Cause my YouTube people are coming from all over the world. I get like 50 or 60 subscribers a day. They come in there, they get we just heard about you. It's coming. I just gotta keep feeding the true knowledge to my people. It's gonna come organically. It's gonna come.
Respect, man. Thank you.
Respect you too, bro. Good question. Great question. Y'all follow Rook. Follow Rook. Great question. But see, my ego, I ain't got no ego. So if it moves slow like a snail and it gets there 5 or 6 years from now, I'm cool with it. A lot of people want to rush their pattern, rush their pace, and try to force it and do too much on the internet. And I'm just gonna keep teaching the truth. And even if I'm dead and gone, and somebody go watch my video and learn something that I taught, that's why I'm so big on my YouTube. Like you can always go back and reference those lives and them videos and get the receipt right off the video and screenshot it. So that's why this is so important to me personally. I'm just making some type of video vlog to where I can show people a lot of this stuff. So when somebody come play with you, or it ever becomes a day where we have to show you who we are, and people are lying and making up stuff about our history, you can go back to these things. No matter what happened to nothing, it's still gonna be documented on, I guess, TikTok and YouTube, right? So that's why I'm really on it. And the book is gonna be my baby. You see what I'm saying? Now, when the book come out, I feel a little more, because now you can put it in your bookshelf and you can see Roll the Coin, and it go along with these other teachings, and then you can put this stuff together and put all of that information to get the exact truth out of a lot of things, right? Who I had first? Kenobi, what's up? One question, one comment.
Yes, sir.
What's up, brother?
Yeah, my catch is that we the first people ever, since ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so first things is first. Like that's really how I see it. Like what else is there to talk about if you're not talking about the first fall of man? Then how can
See, this
man?
this the thing where we got to start separating certain things. We were the first people on the earth, but everybody was not civilized. Still, just because they was melanated don't mean they was all civilized. Civilization started from a certain people from a certain side of the earth, and it went around the world. Now, hunter gathering is that comes from different people around the world. Some people were more knowledgeable about nature and earth than other people, and they taught that into other people. So my teachings come from, where did that knowledge come from? Where did it start? Where did who are the people who got taught from that? Because the Egyptians learned from the Cushites. The Cushites bloodline come back to America. The Olmecs learned from the Mississippi or the mound building culture. So you got to take the knowledge back to where the knowledge started. I'm not really on, like, I know all they say all out. I know it was all over the world, but who was the people advancing the word? That's what I'm more into.
Right.
The advancement of the world came from melanated people from the Mississippi Valley.
Facts.
And that's what's and all of these, when people get into religion and teachings and mounds and temples, and it all go back to that. So that's why Africans call these people God's chosen people. Hebrews.
Right.
Africans name these people Hebrews, name these people God's chosen people. Then lets me know that they were not the knowledge bringers. They were on the earth, but they were not the knowledgeable people until
Right.
somebody brought them. So that's the part of the game we got to get more into. Where did it come from? Who are the people where it came from? Who did they teach? And how did civilization go through time?
Right.
We gotta look at it that way.
Yeah. Bro, I reached in my thing and sent you a couple coins, bro, under my real name.
Yeah.
I support what you're doing, cause what's going on, champ? I support what you're doing, cause I understand, like, you the only dude, bro. It's a lot of people claiming to be, but they ain't on point, and they not a man of the people.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you can tell, bro. Like you was just talking about Ti. You can tell what the people's champ is. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. You gotta be able to see. Virtue is no ego. Virtue is
Right.
no ego. Virtue is everybody eat, everybody learn, everybody on the same level of consciousness. Everybody, once you get a people all on the same level of consciousness with the same power of spirituality, and we know where it come from, in the land where it come from, now we are different people. Now we powerful. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Because now If we know the truth now, get out of here tomorrow. It's somebody on my page gonna
Gonna
go
pick
right
it
do
up.
their same research and give it to them harder than me.
Right.
That's monumental because now we have a blueprint to build up our knowledge again off of a great foundation.
Right.
And that's what I really aim to do, man. That's what I
A
really
beautiful thing you're doing. I'm not gonna stay up here, man. I just bro, you gotta give people their flowers, man. You know what
thank
I'm
you so
saying?
much, bro.
You
Thank you
can't
so much.
we can't let you out the door like that anyway. You know what I'm saying? If in the event it happened, like
Yeah,
we can't let you
yeah,
out the door like that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know like that work you put in,
yeah.
put that work in. You know, you put that work. And I'm trying to, bro. I promise you, I'm trying to see you. You know, I'm trying to see you take it even because I know you know that it's a whole lot further this thing gotta go, bro.
A whole lot of further they got to go, bro. We just really still scratching the surface.
Right, right. Where it's where just like you talking about with a book, it's a blueprint of how you know what I'm saying. Everybody can petition this government.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, and you know and
I
get
think I think if all our people knew a lot of this knowledge that I'm putting out and where everything comes from and where was taken from us, and we get enough people on the same frequency of knowledge, and I'm talking about 1 million people, and we all come together and walk up on these people, bro, it'll be a wrap. I don't think they can,
right.
I don't even think they can take our energy at that size and stature. They'll just give
Right.
us what we.
Hey,
I'm
I want
telling
you
you,
to
they'll
link.
just give us what we want because they don't even want the smoke.
Yeah.
I really feel that like I've been getting some downloads about that. Like if we just really unite in a major way, we wouldn't even get no smoke. They'll just be like, okay, y'all right, here you go. Let me get out the
Right.
way. They might a couple people might come with some smoke, but the on the back end, once we return smoke, I don't think they gonna want it. I think they gonna be like, okay, y'all everything y'all saying is right, bro.
Exact. Hey, I want you to link too with the million melon
We melanated like March.
no the million melon foundation. Those
Okay,
brothers
okay,
got the
okay.
seed got the seeded watermelons, but they doing more than that.
I read about them. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
great people, great people. Exactly right.
Straight up because like the first thing is that bro that food, man. If you don't control what go in your body, bro, you don't control nothing about your life.
Exactly.
Straight up. So it's like,
Agriculture makes you self-sufficient.
thank you. And these brothers got a blueprint. You know, I just got the ebook, you know, because I signed up with them the other day. I just got the ebook, you know, and I'm getting that game, bro.
Yeah,
I'm getting that game because it's like, I definitely, bro, I definitely want to, you know, I'm in an apartment out, you know, get these pots, you know what I'm saying, these bags, you know what I'm saying, and do what I could do.
take your
You
plants
know,
with you and plant them in the earth when you go to the earth. When you get back to you some land.
right.
Exactly right.
So, bro, my first thing was, you know, to get out there, put your feet on the earth. That's why in one of your chats I said, you know, I was telling the people, man, get outside, you know, make that connection with the land, with your ancestors. You know, I feel like once you put your feet down and we get to doing that enough, you know what I'm saying, and tapping into what's in that ground,
Yeah,
you know what I mean, that the rising gonna happen. Like, you know,
exactly.
but
Got
it's
to
gonna
got to ground before you can power up. That's a fact.
exactly, bro. Bro, I swear to you, man. All right.
Let me tell you something else because I know I think I don't know it hit me that you need to hear this, bro.
Yeah.
On your own land, growing your own crops with your own water source. Um, Sitting out there on your land with the wind hitting you. That is enlightenment. That is the true in
Thank
peace
you.
and quiet. That is true. That's God's ascension of heaven and earth. Um, in the physical form. Out there putting your hands in that dirt, cultivating something, getting in touch with what you grow. Because that is an extension of you. You get more spiritual, you get more patience, you get more virtuous out there in that field, because that field teaches you patience And that field teaches you everything that life can throw at you can come at you in that field. That's why these scriptures and these books are written from agriculture, talking about sowing seeds and all that, because you become a well-rounded, virtuous human being by working with the earth, because the earth gonna teach you lessons before the real world teach you lessons.
Right.
That is the true meaning of meditation and spirituality, and that's where they come. That's where true peace come from. When you're not worried about where your next meal or this bill or these cars or you see what I'm saying?
Right.
You are basing your existence on nature and what the earth giving you to survive, and then you become virtuous. That's Hebrew teachings.
Right.
So that is the power. That makes you get out of the matrix. That makes you get out of their world. You don't eat, not eating their food no more. You're not using their things no more. You are using what nature and gave you to be self sufficient, and that is God's enlightenment.
That's why they holding them patents, bro. And we know who holding them. You know what I'm saying? Because they understand. They understand, bro, that if we get that land, it's a major problem. That's what they came over here for, bro. They came over for this soil and these teachers that that spread them.
They came for the material wealth first. Once that ran out, they went straight to the land. Because that's the next thing that's of value. You try to steal all the gold and diamonds and copper and everything you can steal first. Then after all that's gone, you go take the land with the agriculture, because that is the second most valuable thing. Well, it's really the first, but they so
Yeah, cause
they so
feeding
greedy.
yourself.
They so greedy
Yeah,
they want the stones and the gold first. Then
right.
after you get the greedy stuff out the way, then you go back and take the land. So that's exactly what it was. Everything of
Yeah.
value was taken.
Straight up, bro. You know too, because bro, everybody on these other sites, bro, they be talking about, oh, your granny, see, your granny was a liar. Nah, Grams was on point, crispy, not crunchy. She was on point.
That was
You
on
know,
point.
yeah, she was telling it, and she wanted to make sure she said it before everything was over. So we are under.
Exactly right. Grandmama was on point. Grandmama on
She
point.
was crispy.
Grand,
Yeah, she was crispy.
Grandma knew about the roots. She knew what to give you for when you got sick. All that come from the land. She knew how to farm. She knew how to be virtuous. She knew how to treat everybody. She knew how to love unconditionally. Everybody in there. I don't care what you did or your cousins or your brothers did.
Right,
Everybody was loved unconditional in grandmama house, because
Big Mama.
grandmama is virtuous and she's not judging. She is loving because she know the power is in love for her people. She know that. And that's what we are losing grip of
Right,
today. We are losing love
bro.
for our own people.
Big.
And we are not virtuous no more. And they're making us like them. And I hurt to see our young people hurt our young people like that with all this violence. But they taught us, they teaching the younger generation, every generation, to hate your own people more and more. And that's what they set out to do. And I hate to see it, and it bothers me, but that's what's going on. They put the material things above the love for your people. So
Yeah,
we kill our own for material things that's not worth nowhere near what your people are worth. Great question
bro.
though,
Cause
brother.
just think
Appreciate it.
about it, man. People, yeah,
Yeah,
trampling
go ahead,
people
go ahead.
over Jordans. Man, when I seen people,
Exactly,
yeah, lining up outside of the mall, bro.
exactly.
No, man. That means we following the herd. Like, nah, man, we supposed to be in the front because we the ones that, we create culture, civilizations. We the ones that do it. How we following people, trampling one another to get to a pair of shoes, and the dude don't even care about none of this.
Yeah. I
Man,
put a, I put a
just
video up
kill.
saying I put a video up showing that the European was the lower class of the world, and we were the higher class of the world. I got an old book that said the European is the lower class of the world, right?
Right.
But they came over here and taught us European ways. They broke us from our self-sufficient ways and our ways of the land, and they made us into them. Think about it.
Right.
We want the big house. We want the big car. We want all.
Stun on our
We want all the materials. We don't even like our aunties and mamas no more. They've been hurting their aunties and mamas a long time ago, right?
right. Yeah, they doing it.
They are making us material hunter-gatherers like them. We're
Thank
going to
you.
do whatever it takes to get material things, even if it's evil. And we're going to praise pagan stuff until we get it.
Hey,
They
look,
got us doing the same thing now.
bricks in a VCR, man. You know what I'm saying? People pushing their folk TV down the street, man.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. We gotta do better than this, bro. We gotta do better. And I'm one of those people that I actually come from, poisoning my own, man. And I just, man, it ain't no value in it. I had to get a tray when they sat me down. I had to get another tray and then another tray. I didn't never want to be without work, bro. So it's like I gotta invent ways to, reinvent myself in order to, be of a service, to my own people, man.
People.
Cause
Yep.
I didn't heard enough, man. I didn't heard enough.
Yep.
Ain't nothing about that, don't nothing sit right about that with me, man. So man, I don't mind helping, my folk, push their laundry down here and do, opening doors and pulling out chairs. And it just don't matter, man. To me at this point, I'm like, if you ain't about sacrifice, you're not willing to put it on the line, you know, you're gonna lose every time. You ain't all the way in. You 1 foot in, the other foot on the banana peel.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Appreciate you, brother.
right.
Let me get some more people get up. I
Yeah,
appreciate
for
it.
sure. That. Sorry about that, man. You have a good day, brother.
Love you,
Peace.
man. Love with you, bro. Keep rolling corn. Kenobi. Y'all follow Kenobi. Follow Kenobi. Kenobi, you said a perfect point. See, this is the thing. Once we get to a point to where ain't no love for our own people, they won. They won, people. They winning right now. I ain't gonna lie. I can't sit here and lie to y'all. They winning, bro. Our younger generation of people don't have no love. They losing love every day for their own kind. And that's by the teachings that they taught us. They keep pushing this bad information on us generation after generation after generation, and it's weakening our people. And we are becoming more materialistic. That means we are becoming more of a high risk to hurt your own people to attain material things, right? They taught us that success is a car and a house and some Jordans and some Louis Vuitton. They taught us that. At first, the love was for your people. Now it's for material goods. You are nothing. You are not successful. You are a piece of trash if you don't have material things in this new world. And the kids really believed it. So these kids are getting depressed because they are thinking that they don't have nothing when really they have everything. Really they have, if you got a mother that care about you, you got everything. If you got a father that care about you, you got everything. If you got an auntie or a grandma that really, really care about you and make sure you got through the day with a meal and a place to live and a chance to be great in this messed up world, you got everything. We got to start thinking about what really matters. We put too much power in material things and money and fame and egos, and it's too much into that. If you love what you do and you help your people and you are virtuous at heart, you're going to be abundant anyway. See, that's the part of the people don't understand. You're going to be abundant anyway. If you know how to handle what you got going on and you are aligned as a good person to your people and you wish the best for your own kind, you're going to get abundant anyway. It might come later, it might come fast, but Whatever you like to do and you do it in virtue, just do it in virtue. Do it in virtue. That's all you got to do. You could be a painter. Do it in virtue. Show up on time. Be nice to the people. You know, if you're a barber, be nice to the people. Show up in virtue. Talk to the people as if you understand that we are coming from the same struggles. Do it in virtue. That's all you got to do. Abundance is going to come anyway. Because that's real manifestation. You just can't sit down and just try to pray hard for something. That don't work. You got to be aligned with what you're trying to do and be the perfect virtuous person that gives a good for a service, and it will be repaid in abundance. This how this goes, right? So somebody will remember you for being virtuous. Man, that guy cut my hair, or that guy painted my house. Real nice, virtuous guy. I didn't get no bad vibes from him. I'm gonna call him again for this other work over here. I'm gonna send him $1 million contract. I'm gonna let him cut the hair of the basketball team and make a lot of money, or cut the hair. See, this stuff goes a long way. And it comes from being virtuous in the crop field. You can eat this crop. Let me teach you how to grow it. You're not gonna starve right here I'm not gonna let my people starve right here with my crops on my land and my people. I can't go over there and get you some crops and get you some feed, get you some seed. I'm not gonna let you starve. Right? Virtue goes a long way. So we got to get back to that. We got to stop hurting our people out here in these streets for nothing. We got to stop that. We got to stop that, because that is teaching that the way they taught is the right way. Violence against your own people. It's not the right way. We already got the rest of the world against us. Why are we against each other? Think about that. Every other culture is against us, and we against each other. We are self-destructing from the inside out. And I want to, and it's something that's in my heart to do. I'm going to start going around talking to younger people and people down on their luck. And I don't want to make a spectacle out of this, like some type of YouTube or TikTok thing, but I just really want to sit down and talk to young people and let people see these interactions, so that understand how these people are thinking and understand how people are less fortunate that's on the street that I can help when I see them somewhere. And I'm gonna start putting that on camera, because I really want people to see an interaction and let people talk to you and how they feel. Don't nobody care how they feel. Like, sit a YN down, like, bro, how do you feel, bro? What's going through your head, bro? Like what makes you think violence is the way? What makes you gotta chop it up with your people, man. Don't just look at the YN like he gotta scrap on them and get scared of them and run off. No. Come here, let me talk to you. Look. Let me talk to you, bro. Let me ask you. I'm gonna start doing that on camera too, and putting that out. And I'm gonna start helping the less fortunate people of my kind that I run across all over this country. And I'm going to put it on video just for the simple fact that I want to show y'all that virtue goes a long way. It ain't even about no footage or nothing. I just want to show the interaction between me and a person. And I just want to show y'all that. So don't think I'm just trying to do that for no clout or nothing like that. But I just want to talk to these young people in a setting in the street and see how they really feel, man. What did you feel when you woke up, bro? What's gonna make you carry this gun or do this? What's making you do that? And I'm gonna start doing that, and I'm gonna let y'all see these videos. Roll the corn. But I love y'all. That's gonna be some of my new videos I'm gonna start putting up. Talking to the younger people, seeing how I can help them and whatever talent they want to do. And why do you feel the way you feel, and why are you so easily persuaded for violence? I want to understand it. And I understand it, but I want to hear it from the horse's mouth. I want to hear how the way they explain it. I can explain it, but I'm not them. I want them to explain it. Right? And that's what I'm going to start doing, y'all. But I'm going to get out of here. I love y'all. I'm in love with you. Great live today. Peace to the gods and goddesses, all my virtuous people in the chat. Y'all subscribe to my YouTube and subscribe to my live subscription. And I'm going to start doing that with the younger generation. And some of these people who are older, who are out of luck or in bad situations, what I see out, I'm going to chop it up with them too and help them out as much as I can. And because I'm just all about virtue at this point. And I understand that's the only thing that can bring our people back to greatness is virtue. I love y'all and I'm in love with you, man. Y'all have a great day. Roll the corn, Galil at the gun. We know the truth now.